So that brings us to the 10th pick. There's reports of the Bears trading up. There's reports of the Bears taking a D lineman. There's reports of the Bears even taking an O lineman. But if you know Ben Johnson, you know he loves Jahmyr Gibbs. And what better a pick for the Bears to make to get someone who is even better in college than Jahmyr Gibbs than Ashton Genty. What is going on, You Don't Know Ball Podcast Nation? Welcome back to episode 48. 2 episodes away from episode 50. Today's episode, we're gonna talk about 3 main topics. We're gonna talk about the NBA playoffs. We're gonna talk about Alex's thoughts about the Michigan spring game we recently attended last week, and then of course we're all wearing. Well, Alex and I are wearing our Lions. Caleb's supporting Detroit because he's a Pistons fan, but he's also a Lions fan. It is draft day for people listening on Friday. We recorded this on Thursday, so it's draft day today. Draft weekend. So we're only gonna give our top 10 picks. We don't know the draft class as much as we should, but or what the team needs are. But so we're only gonna do like the top 10 picks, and then we're gonna do the Lions pick in the first round as well. So they have pick 28. But
it'll be fun where we disagree.
Yeah, it'll be fun. It'll be maybe a couple arguments here and there. So, but there's only one spot we can put this player at. So
yeah.
We'll see how that goes. But with that being said, Caleb, how about you kick us off about what's going on in the NBA playoffs? And don't the Pistons look pretty good? And they split the series in New York 1-1.
Yeah, surprisingly, the Pistons did come out of New York. They survived the really toxic fan base and got out of Madison Square Garden with a W. But I do want to start our NBA discussion with just reffing in general. I think Alex's point last week was a good thing to look at where, are these stars going to get all the calls that they normally get in the regular season? And the answer is no. The refs have been holding their whistle back quite a bit, and you can see it in a lot of the series. Not necessarily the 1 versus 8s, or the Celtics Magic series. It doesn't really matter as much there just because the games are not even close. But you see it a lot in the Houston and Golden State series. You see it a lot in the Pistons and Knicks series. And you're also seeing it a lot in the Nuggets and Clippers series. They're just not calling the fouls, and that's why you see games that are around 100 points. And those are my favorite types of games to watch.
Right.
But it's annoying when Jalen Brunson still tries to draw all these fouls on the Pistons. And you have Asar Thompson working his ass off out there, beating him to the spot every time, and then he just does that stupid little head snap and gets the foul gets the ref to call the foul. So that's really frustrating to watch, especially not only as a fan of the Pistons, but as a fan of basketball. We talk about how Shea is a foul merchant, but I would argue Jalen Brunson's even worse. And the way Jalen Brunson celebrates after drawing a foul, he's holding he's holding up 6 for when he fouled out Asar Thompson. And it's just like,
dude, so annoying.
You just jumped into him. Petty. And dude, especially when it's during a run too, where the Knicks are coming back in the fourth quarter, the Pistons messed up 2 games in a row and almost lost game 2 to that as well. But I mean, I would argue the way Shea draws fouls is just more ethical, even though drawing fouls isn't necessarily the most ethical thing anyway. But Jalen Brunson's got to be my least favorite offender of flops and drawing fouls now. And I think, no one likes Jalen Brunson or the Knicks, besides Knicks fans. So it's just, I hope Detroit gets the win tonight. I really do. But we can get into that a little bit later. But I just wanted to say, Alex, your point, I loved looking at not seeing so many fouls called, and the games have been great. I mean, this is what playoff basketball is all about, and we have some really good series to look forward to coming up. So, yeah, it's exciting. I think, did you guys have any particular series you wanted to touch on first, or I can just talk about the Pistons really quick, or have you guys watched any games?
I haven't watched any games. I watched the ending of the last Pistons game, I guess, in New York, but I haven't really watched any games. Yeah, I texted you as soon as that game was over.
That one, bro.
I was like, Caleb, you got to be at Cloud 9 right now.
Oh yeah,
But
Isaac texted me as soon as Jalen Brunson missed that last three, and it was just funny. Like on the next morning, I saw so many Brunson hate TikToks, and it was just great. It was like, oh, when he's got no one to jump into, he misses the three. What do you know? Is that a coincidence? I think not. So it's just funny when Jalen Brunson's wide open, he starts missing the threes, and
yeah,
oh man, it's good. And plus Pistons end a 17-year playoff drought too. I mean that's awesome. And I'm on cloud nine, like you said, Isaac, as a fan, and I'm super excited for this game tonight. But I'm also really nervous. I was telling Alex before we started, it's kind of a lose-lose because if the Pistons win, my bracket's busted, and then if the Knicks win, then I'm just like depressed, but also my bracket's fine. So it's Pistons are really, really bad at home. I feel like they might come in a little bit relaxed after getting a big win in Madison Square Garden, and obviously that'll probably light a fire on the Knicks. And they're obviously going to make their adjustments, so hopefully the Pistons can withstand any big runs they make. And we just underperform at home. I don't know what it is. We were on an 8-game win streak when I went to see them in person, and we just did not play well against the Nuggets at all. So, I mean, I'm nervous, but we'll see how it goes. I'm thinking Cade just needs to keep doing what he's doing. And, refs, we got to keep playing smart on defense, and hopefully the refs whistle goes our way. And, I mean, we just got to be ready for what the Knicks throw at us in that fourth quarter if we do have the lead, because whenever the Knicks up their pressure, that's when we really start falling behind and letting them come back. Luckily, Dennis Schroeder is a dog. All right, he officially gets the dog pass. So, yeah. Other than that, like Warriors and Houston, big change in the series there. Jimmy Butler went down with an injury last night. He fell on his tailbone really hard after going up for a rebound, which is always like something I worry about playing at my local Y. But happened to Jimmy Butler. He has a pelvis contusion, and he's getting an MRI today. So, I mean, he could be out for 1 to 2 weeks. It could be a month. We don't know. So, I guess, do you guys think the Warriors are screwed without Jimmy Butler? Because they didn't look good without him last night. So, I mean, that might bust all of our brackets right there.
Yep.
Yeah, I can't really say that they could be screwed, I guess, because they still have Steph, and Steph by himself is better than two guards combined, I feel like, on the Rockets team. But I don't know. I haven't really seen the game, but I wouldn't say that the Warriors don't count the Warriors out just because Butler's out right now with an injury. That's my opinion about it. Just because I think Steph has the capabilities of carrying his team by himself, even though he has Draymond to still kind of help. But that's my 2 cents for what I think. Alex, what do you think?
I'm pretty much the same way. I think Steph has proved throughout his career that he can carry a Warriors team when players go down for him, like how Clay went down the other. Well, I guess you can't really say that. But I think I don't know. Was KD on that team when Clay got hurt or no?
Yeah, they were. KD and Clay both went down.
Yeah, so he kind of carried them, even though they actually ended up losing that series. But it was pretty entertaining for the games that Steph had to carry. So I think there's still like a shot, but obviously there's a downfall with it as well.
Absolutely. Right. And I think Warriors have the benefit of going back home for the next 2 games as well. So I think the fact that they were able to at least steal game 1 gives them some breathing room and leverage. But I think Steve Kerr is also a fantastic coach. He'll figure it out.
Yep.
And he played, I think, 12 or 13 different players last night. By the time like half of the second quarter was over. So he was trying everything. He was trying to find a lineup that worked without Jimmy Butler, and that just goes to show how important that trade was for that team. And Jimmy Butler just brings so much leadership, energy, and scoring, and just defensive anchor on the court. And it's just that all went away, and you just saw the Rockets run away with it. But I do think at home, Steve Kerr can figure something out. And yeah, there was shout out Quentin Post. He was a really good rookie for the Warriors last night. I think they figured something out with him, and they just got to start doing it sooner. And they hung around with the Rockets the whole game, then kind of blew it open. Then there was a fight at the end of the game, but that. Oh, I also about the Pistons and Knicks series. I guess that's all I had to say about the Warriors and Rockets. But Pistons and Knicks, over under. Do you guys think there's going to be a fight tonight? I think there is. They're back in the D. I got over on the fight.
Over on the fight.
If it's not on the court, it's definitely in the stands. We all know that's going to happen.
Oh, yeah. For sure. Yeah, Malice at the Little Caesars Arena.
Yes.
To answer your question, Caleb, I'm going to answer that. I'm going to ask a question to answer your question. Is grass green? There'll be a fight.
Hey, is the Pope Catholic?
Is the Pope Catholic?
Pope's dead.
Is the Pope alive? No. Oh.
Oh God. Poorly timed.
Rest in peace, Pope. Pope
Yeah,
Francis.
Rest in peace.
Did a lot of amazing things on this world, and we miss you already.
I saw an Instagram post where it was like, "Sorry guys, unlikely that Flight Reacts will be the next Pope."
Yeah, I saw that.
I was like, "Who took their time to make this, bro?" Like, it's funny, but
snubbed.
Yeah, snubbed.
But all right. Another series I want to talk to you about is the Lakers and Timberwolves series, where the Timberwolves actually got one in LA, and then the Lakers bounced back with a win of their own. What do you think about that series? Because Luka and Ant are going at each other, kind of. So I kind of like to see that.
They definitely are. They've played before, right? So last year, the Mavericks they swept them in the conference finals last year. So obviously Ant has a little bit of a vendetta. It's a little different because he's on a different team this year. So that is very entertaining to see. And I liked all the Lakers adjustments that we saw in game 2. Lakers just left them way too wide open for that many shots, or that many 3-point shots. They just left them, or the Timberwolves were wide open for a lot of 3-point shots in game 1. And maybe the Lakers' plan was just to hope they missed those threes, but obviously they didn't. Timberwolves got shooters. That's what they went and did, trading. Cat was a good shooter, but they got DiVincenzo in return. So, that's the kind of route they're going now. Lakers looked a lot better in game 2, though. The defense on Ant, especially, like the help defense, was a lot smarter. They weren't leaving those shooters open. So, it's just honestly impressive just to see how smart and ageless LeBron has looked in all of this. So, I don't want to glaze LeBron. I know you guys don't think he's the GOAT or whatever, and I'm not going to say that he is, but I think it's just very impressive to see how LeBron is still impacting the game that much. That'll be another good series. I do wonder what playing in Minnesota will look like as far as like changing these two teams' like attitude and energy level, because so far it's been 2 blowouts for this series. So I'm hoping it's not one of those series where none of the games are close until like game 6 or 7. So I'm just hoping for some more close games coming up. And
for sure.
I think the Timberwolves respond and probably win game 3, but I think they're gonna split it again in games 3 and 4. But that's what you want. That's playoff basketball. We'll see what the next adjustment is for Chris Finch. JJ Redick's a good coach. Chris Finch for the Timberwolves, he's a great coach. So I'm looking forward to that too. A lot of this stuff is, we can review it all we want, but we don't know what adjustment's gonna come next. So and then I guess the only other thing like we can talk about, Nuggets Clippers, that's been an amazing series. All of those games are going to be close. And they play again tonight. So if you guys got nothing going on, watch that. It's a good series. Kawhi Leonard has looked amazing too.
Really?
I think we all forget how good Kawhi really is. Like, he is a top 10 player, maybe top 5, probably top 5 player in the playoffs so far.
Yeah, playoff Kawhi is a different breed.
Yeah, he scored 37, I think, and shot like maybe like 13 for 15 from the field or something like that. Like, dude, he went off. So, that Clipper team, they rely on him, and you can tell why they waited out for him to get back, because he's been amazing for them. And then Bucks and Pacers, that series is pissing me off because it should be a lot closer than it is. So
what's that series looking like? Like the Pacers are just dominating?
Pacers commanding 2-0 lead in the series.
Wow.
We'll see. And Damian Lillard played in game 2, and they still just got belt to ass. So, yeah. We'll see what happens in Milwaukee, but I've been saying this. I think I said this at the start of the season on the other podcast. I think Doc Rivers is a fool. I don't think he deserves a head coaching job. So he's just a loser.
Yep.
So he's wasting Giannis. He's wasting him.
Yeah, Giannis.
You know who else is on that coaching staff? Darvin Ham.
Didn't he just get fired from the Lakers?
Yeah.
What the heck?
Yeah.
But
give a new coach a chance. Like that. I was honestly pissed at the Pistons for hiring JB Bickerstaff. And maybe in a couple of seasons I'll say that too if we haven't improved after this. Like if we keep staying around 45, 50 wins and losing in the first round or like the second round, then I think NBA just needs some new coaches or an expansion to get some new coaches in here because we can't keep rotating the same 30 coaches because they all lose and go somewhere else and just keep losing. It doesn't make sense.
What happened to Billy Donovan?
Billy Donovan is he's stuck in Chicago in mediocrity. That's where he is.
I forgot that he's coaching in Chicago. I didn't think he was still coaching at all, in my opinion. But
yeah, no, it's easy to forget about him because he coaches for Chicago, which all good for them. They got that half court buzzer beater, so they can remember something from this season. That's good.
Yep.
Yep. They got Lonzo. Lonzo's back.
Yeah, he played for all but 80 games, maybe.
well, that's about great. but yeah, a lot of things to look forward to the NBA playoffs. I probably should be watching more games than I should if I'm gonna make any comments about it. But thankfully, that's why we brought Caleb.
Watch the Pistons game tonight. So I think let's go ahead and do some predictions for tonight. So I know we all got our own like little brackets, but I think. Why don't we just predict all the series that are like at least somewhat close? So Pistons, Knicks. Who do y'all think are winning tonight?
Give me Pistons.
You already know.
And I'll go with the Knicks just to stick with my bracket. Let's see here. Denver and Clippers. They play in LA today at their new Intuit Dome.
After what you told me about Kawhi, I'm gonna take the Clippers.
Clippers. Let's go.
I also like the Clippers pick here. I think, their first home game and Kawhi. Actually, no, it's not their first home game in a while. But I think first home game with Kawhi back in a while. Yeah, that place is gonna be rocking. Hopefully,
for sure.
Let's go with Timberwolves and Lakers now. Who you got winning Game 3?
Timberwolves, automatically.
Okay, I'm gonna say the Lakers.
Lock.
I'm gonna say the Lakers because I think Luka's he's just got that mentality of just to kill every time he gets on the court.
He's got that aura.
He's just got mad aura. He's aura farming every time he's on the court. So I'm gonna take the Lakers here.
He do be aura farming. He's always just smiling. I think I like the Lakers pick. Oh man, this is hard. I think Lakers, I don't know. I think they're just going to be too relaxed. I think I got Timberwolves here. I'm going with Timberwolves. Lakers are going to be, because LeBron's going to do the thing. He's going to just feel it out, and then he'll go down 2-1, and they'll win Game 4 really easily.
Yep.
And then I guess we'll do Warriors Houston since that series is somewhat close. Is also close. So Steph, probably no Jimmy Butler if I had to guess. And Draymond and the crew versus Houston. And Jalen Green is coming off scoring 38, I think. So,
dang. I think I'm gonna stick with Houston on this one. I don't have any insight. I'm just going with my gut.
Going off vibes.
I'm gonna go against my bracket on this. If Jimmy Butler's not playing, I'm going to the Rockets.
I'll also say, I don't know. I think. Yeah, I like Rockets too, just because I think Steve Kerr is going to have to take a bit more time to kind of figure out what he's going to have to do to play without Jimmy Butler. But who knows? He could just be a dog and play through it. But he won't be the same player either. So, I mean, there's that to consider too. But yeah, I like the Houston pick coming in with momentum. They played really well against them in the road in the regular season. So,
for sure.
We'll see what happens. Maybe Curry gets tired. Get some foul trouble. There's a lot of things that could happen. So
maybe Curry proves that he's actually human, but
hell no way.
All right. If that's that's all we got for NBA. We can pivot to what Alex. Alex and I went to the Michigan game for a spring game, and Alex wanted to talk about a little bit what he saw, to give his biased Michigan opinions about the team this year. But Alex, go ahead and take it away for as long as you want. Because remember, we still got the NFL draft.
Yeah, I got you. So I'm gonna be as non-biased as possible. The Michigan spring game was definitely a interesting watch for fans that were excited to see what Bryce Underwood would be like, or what the rest of the team would be like. For me as well. What I put together from what I saw is that the defense is going to be elite. Defensive line looks incredibly good with the 2 pickups from Alabama and Clemson, and then our edges coming back for another year. I think they're going to be one of the best in the Big Ten or the country. So that was good to see. I mean, pretty much the defense played pretty well. I mean, obviously there's some young guys playing at the moment, and there's with young guys, it's going to be mistakes, but I believe that the defense is going to be elite again, as it usually is at Michigan. I mean, defense has not been the issue for prior years and other than 2020, but let's move to the offensive side of the ball, where everybody's wondering what my thoughts are, I'm sure, because of Bryce Underwood. Honestly, the quarterback battle is not close to me. I think Jaden Davis is on a different level than Bryce Underwood. Like Underwood's higher than him. That sounds like Davis is better. No. Davis had some good moments, but I think that Underwood's potential is a lot higher than Davis's, especially just how the ball comes off Underwood's arm. It's just he didn't play super good, but you definitely see the spark. And Michigan hasn't
a true
had
freshman, right?
Yeah,
he's playing.
But and that's another. I was gonna get to that, but Bryce Underwood, he's a true freshman, but he also has a lot of time with fall camp, and off season, whatever he does. I'm sure he'll work on a lot of things as well. But yeah, I mean, he's gonna have growing pains here and there. He's gonna have legendary plays. I'm sure that Underwood will somehow bring Michigan's offense up with. But receiver play has to be better. I mean, there was a lot of balls that both quarterbacks threw that receivers are having trouble hanging on to the ball. And some of them were on the quarterbacks, but a lot of them were on the receivers. They were right in their hands. I mean, a lot of the hitch routes that they were playing with were dropped, which was really it might have been because they're not used to how hard the ball was getting thrown with Davis Warren versus Bryce Underwood, but who knows? That's the thing that they're going to have to work on with chemistry-wise. And then offensive line looks dominant. I mean, a lot better than this last year. I think they're finding another groove. I mean, they're playing like the 2022 season where Michigan's offensive line was experienced, had all of them. I think the entire offensive line has either starters coming back or experience with from transfer portal or whatever, or from the team playing wise. But yeah, overall, Michigan's football team looks like in good hands. I'm excited to see what Bryce Underwood does in the fall. But so far, he's growing. He's gonna need to learn fast if he's going to be the starting quarterback. But it's definitely his trick play was a spark that the Michigan fans needed, because Ohio State fans were totally on Twitter or wherever they were talking about how bad Bryce Underwood played, and I even had an MSU fan talk to me. So
especially in our own comment section on our TikTok, there was a 30 comment thread about this Ohio State guy and this Michigan guy just going constantly back and forth with each other about Bryce
Not
Underwood.
even about us.
Not even about what we said.
That guy.
No, not even about what we said.
I was there for when there was maybe 10 replies, but dang.
Yeah.
It
was crazy.
Kind of escalated, and I was constantly I have to approve comments because there's I guess the sensitive words in there. I'll be like, oh, this looks good enough. Approve. I was constantly approving everything, but kind of going back off of what you said, Alex. Fall camp will fix those mistakes Bryce had. The one pick he threw was just a miscommunication of his receiver on a route. He was inconsistent in his overthrows or his reads, but a fall camp. He's only had 15 practices over spring ball, so and he's a true freshman. So you got to give him time. He wasn't throwing to his best weapons. He wasn't.
What are we expecting from him? Like you said, 15 practices. That's not even. That's not even half of
Jesus.
Yeah, it's not even half of what of a full season practice schedule would even look like, because Bryce Underwood is going to progress, and with Chip Lindsey as our offensive coordinator, look who he had as a quarterback at Kentucky. He had Will Levis, not that great anymore, but he was really good at Kentucky. The Armstrong guy was also at Kentucky. He was okay. Like the offense is going to move. The offensive coordinator brought in a totally new offense. Michigan is just going to have to adapt, and they have time.
For sure. But for everybody who's freaking out, don't worry. It's a spring game. He wasn't even playing with his best weapons.
Spring game.
But thanks,
and
Alex.
Also never mind.
Go ahead. No, go ahead. No, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, like, it's not really a good look of like what Michigan's gonna go up to be, because they draft teams so starters are everywhere. It's not like how Notre Dame's was with the entire starting offense playing against the entire starting defense. That's a better look than what we got with Michigan. And everybody was freaking out like, oh, low scoring game. I don't remember, guys. I don't know if you guys remember, but I'm pretty sure back in 2023 spring season, I think that spring game was like a final score of at least like 10-3 or something low, super low, and we went on to win the national championship. So it's not really that. It's not a good look for if you're trying to project what Michigan's season's going to look like. But yeah, that's all I gotta say.
Yep. Well, we'll see how Michigan's football season ends up. There's a lot of I don't know, like a lot of speculation and a lot of excitement around the Michigan football program from a lot of different fan bases and analysts. But now, if you've been waiting towards the 26-minute mark of this episode, we are finally getting to our draft predictions, and we appreciate you guys for tuning into this. But it is NFL draft day today. Everybody's excited. All our friends are looking forward to it. I know people are watching draft day with the Browns and what's that guy's name? The guy you guys know? You
Sonny,
know the movie I'm talking
or whatever
about.
his name is.
Sonny Daniels, Sonny Davis, or whatever his name is. Everybody watches that movie every year around this day, around this time. So, and it's exciting. It's potentially the future difference maker for NFL teams. So we got a couple of people in this year's draft class that are looking pretty promising, and we're here to predict our top 10 picks plus the Lions pick. So let's get right into it. So we have the Titans at number 1. We can just go down one by one to see who we think the Titans are going to pick. But I think this is pretty much a no-brainer for me. I don't think the Titans are going to go off and draft anybody else. But I'm thinking they're going to take Cam Ward here because they desperately need a quarterback, and Will Levis is not doing the job. Thanks, Alex. I really appreciate it.
You're welcome. We had to get it at least once.
Yeah.
Cam Ward goes to the Titans for me.
What a surprise.
No, it's a lock. You can put $1 million on that, win 25, and you had a good day. Yeah.
You had a good day. I can't help but agree. So, Cam Ward going up to the Titans. All right.
Hopefully he's better than Will Levis.
Hopefully he's better than Will Levis. No kidding. Especially after he gets drafted and gets one thing leaked about the biggest cannon in the NFL. But we won't get into that. Pick 2, we have the Browns.
We might differ here, but I want to hear you guys first. I know who I would pick here no matter what, but I want to hear what you guys have to say.
There's a lot of people that believe that the Browns might take Shador here, take Travis Hunter here. But honestly, if you have the opportunity to match up a game-changing DN with another game-changing DN, you gotta go for it because then you have an elite pass rush. And the Browns just re-signed Myles Garrett this last season, so I think the Browns are gonna go with Abdul Carter out of Penn State, and they're gonna make him like Micah Parsons like kind of player. So that's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking Abdul Carter to the Browns.
Yeah, I mean, I like that pick. I think that's I I don't know. It's hard because the Browns also need a quarterback, which I don't know. Who do they have on the roster right now as their quarterback?
DTR and Deshaun Watson.
Exactly, nobody. So I don't know. I like the Abdul Carter pick. I do really I don't know. I'll just say Shador right now because I know that they are looking for a quarterback. You could even put Travis there, and you can't go wrong with those three. So I'll stick with Shador, but either one is fine.
Oh damn, we're gonna be all over the place because if I'm the Browns GM, I like the angle Isaac took, and I like your angle too, Alex, picking Shador. But I like Travis Hunter here the most because I think he has probably the most potential out of all of them to be a game changer as a wide receiver and a corner. He probably won't play both. They'll probably have him specialize as one. But I mean, Travis Hunter's a guy you can have on the field 100% of the time throughout the game. And I also think he's just another game-changing prospect, and you pair him up with Myles Garrett, so you can have someone in your secondary and your I guess, what do you call that? Your front line on defense.
The front seven.
So,
yeah,
you have a game changer back there and your front seven. So I think just in terms of turning your franchise around, just because they've been so mid, also getting a huge name like Travis Hunter is really good for business. So if I'm the Browns, I think it's a pretty obvious pick to take Travis. But I mean, it's a good. You can't go wrong here. I think honestly. Because it's like that with Shador, too. A lot of viewership with him.
Yeah, I mean, if you take a big name in Shador and Travis Hunter, you're going to get a lot of attention. But if I'm the Browns, after seeing some things about the Shador Sanders, I don't know if I'm spending the second pick on him. There's a couple other quarterbacks I think that will be available for their next pick that potentially have a higher ceiling than Shador Sanders, but I know he's a big name, and I know his college film is unreal, but I don't know if I don't know if I would take Shador at 2.
Yeah, I mean, we saw it with Zach Wilson, so it could possibly happen again.
Right. So
yeah, that was the pro day, right? It's the pro day throw that Zach Wilson picked number 2. Man, that was.
And God knows that the Browns have had their struggles of a starting quarterback.
Yeah, they should have just kept Baker.
They
should have just kept him.
They should have. He should have.
It wasn't his fault. It was all coaching. I mean, how could they not put a winning formula together with the team they had in 2019? I don't get it.
So what do we think here? What do we think?
I think we got to spin a wheel, honestly. Like I think,
or at least flip a coin. Maybe do Travis Hunter and
I got a wheel app, so let's do this. I'll spin the wheel.
Right. Do we keep Shador? Do we keep Shador in there then too? I mean,
we'll keep Shador.
All right, keep him in.
Keep Shador in there.
Okay.
Why not? If my wheel wants to actually load. All right, here we go. Spin the wheel. Create new. Not now.
Man, pick 2. We already got one. We already got a wheel.
I know. I knew it was gonna be this. I feel like in years past, like we knew who was gonna go 1-2, but with this one particularly, a lot of it is like all over the board. Like anybody can go anywhere. Like I think this is the most unknown draft that we've had in recent memory.
Right.
I agree, Alex. All right.
So
don't bet on this draft.
Do not. Yeah. You should.
If you bet,
I mean, honestly,
your dog pick it for you.
All right. Here's the wheel.
Last 2 drafts.
Everybody sees the wheel, right?
Yep.
All right. Here we go.
Sorry if you're
Shador
listening.
Sanders. Are you serious?
Oh no!
Oh no!
All right, 2 QBs, 1-2. Honestly, though, the Browns might do it. So
yep,
it is what it is. We have.
I don't know if I like that. I don't know if I like that. I can't. I don't even know if I can agree with that, dude. This wheel is so gay. That's the one thing. That's the one thing I did not like.
I'm okay with I'm okay with Travis or Abdul Carter there. We do not need to keep
the wheel pick.
There's a
unless Alex, you want to surrender your pick, then that's fine.
I'll surrender it because I think he will. Yeah, I think he. I'll surrender it because I do think he'll go top 3. So let's just put him at the Giants if we all agree that he can go to if he would possibly go to the Giants.
There's a different team on this board that I think the Shedeur will go to.
Okay,
and potentially is the next pick.
Okay,
right,
yeah.
So
after the Giants?
Yeah. It's no. After the Browns. It's probably going to be the Giants. Okay. So it's Travis Hunter or Abdul Carter. Okay. Spin the wheel. Here we go. All right, so Travis Hunter goes at 2. I like that better than Shedeur going to, because I don't see a world where Shedeur goes.
24 hours from now, boys, this episode will be out, and
their numbers 1 and 2.
Yep, we'll see what happens because.
Damn it!
This episode's coming out.
Watch Shedeur go 2.
Yep.
And if he goes 2, we're wrong.
Yep.
That's so bad.
But hey,
you're muted.
We can't really do anything. We can't really do anything about it because we're just young sports analysts that we don't know what's going on in the Cleveland Brown organization. We don't know what their draft process was like. Yeah. So we're just going off speculation off other people. So yeah, it's a tough one. I think number 2 on this list is the most
controversial
pick. Yes.
All right. So we have the Titans, Browns, and now we're down to the Giants.
Are we Tommy DeVito believers? I don't know.
No. Shedeur Sanders.
I think if the Shedeur doesn't go to the Giants, he's gonna fall. But this is where I think he'd go. If I'm the Giants, I'm looking at Shedeur. I'm like, we need a quarterback. So
yep,
I'm going Shedeur here.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, if the idiots higher up didn't think that Daniel Jones was the problem, then we wouldn't be putting Shedeur here. But yeah, Shedeur.
For sure.
It's tough. The Giants' management and coaching has just been so bad, and I feel so bad for Daniel Jones. That team could be way more competitive than it is.
I agree.
Yes.
Sad.
Yeah.
Whoops. Sorry.
So Shedeur goes at 3 to the Giants. Next pick we have the Patriots. I think the Patriots go O-line here. I think they're going to take Will Campbell out of LSU. They need to address their tackle needs or guard needs, and I think Will Campbell can play both. So I'm going with Will Campbell out of LSU.
Yeah, I agree with you. I mean, I'm not as in depth with the draft, so if you think they're going O-line, then let's go O-line then.
Yeah, there's plenty of O-linemen they could pick, but I agree. I think Will Campbell's, he's the most highly scouted and I guess graded out of everybody. So, get Drake May some help. I think that's the most obvious thing they need. They have some decent receivers he can throw to. No one crazy, but as long as you get him some more time, Drake May gets more development, and that will make the receivers better. But it all starts with the O-line getting him more time.
Yeah, absolutely.
We saw that with Jared Goff too. Goff. I mean, Amon-Ra was nobody before Goff finally got some time and was able to throw him the ball. So
Yep.
So that takes us to 5. Pick 5. There's a lot of things about the Bears trading up to 5 and picking a running back, Ashton Genty, but if we're gonna, I don't know if we want to do trades in this because I just rather not. But
probably not.
There's gonna be some movement, and if there's gonna be a movement in the first top 5, it's gonna be right here. The Bears moving up to 5 and taking Ashton Genty, just so as a disclaimer. But we're not doing trades. So the Jags are at 5, and if Abdul Carter is still available,
I was just about to say that
this is where Abdul Carter goes.
There's no way he gets past 5. That's what I was saying.
Right.
Every board has him at 3 or 4 or 3 or 2, really. So I mean,
So
so I don't know. I don't think he drops any lower than 5.
Yeah,
I don't know what the Jags
Jags,
need, but
Jags. I mean, they still have, Trevor Lawrence, and I think just improving your defense anywhere you can goes a long way, especially if you get a generational talent like Abdul Carter. So I
right.
think
So
I'll take.
Abdul Carter goes at 5. All right, so that brings us
Ooh,
to the
Raiders.
Raiders pick at
Raiders.
6. I'm gonna be real with you. There's a couple of players where I could see the Raiders taking here, but if hold on, let me look at their team needs real quick before I say anything.
I can start.
You go ahead.
For me, if I'm the Raiders, you're stuck right now with just no direction, and I think you can. This is your chance to start getting a direction by picking QB, the next best available QB. If Shadour's here, you take Shadour. If Jackson Dart's there, you take Jackson Dart, and you just kind of run with him. It might be another just bad year, but then you can use that next draft to draft, an O lineman or a weapon to put around him, or start your defense off solid, and then that's when you start building free agents. But I think this is the first building block, and this is a really important pick for them, so they need to pick whatever QB is best here that's left up there, so I'm going Jackson Dart here.
Yeah. I don't hate that pick. I mean, there's been talks about Shadour going there since the fall, and there's been talks about the Raiders needing a quarterback. But I think I think they have a bigger need than quarterback. Personally, I'm not saying that your opinion's wrong. I like your opinion, but if the Raiders need anything more than a quarterback, it's going to be on a D line or a DN. And I think this is where Jalen Walker out of Georgia goes. I think we saw him in the postseason. He was pretty unblockable. He's just a freak at nature. He's like he's Abdul Carter, but not as good. I think Abdul Carter is just so much. He's like the best, I think, football player under Travis Hunter in this draft, and I think Jalen Walker is right under him as a football player. So I'm taking Jalen Walker because the Raiders need a pass rusher.
Yep, I agree with that. I was either going O line or D line, so that works for me too.
So you like Jalen Walker?
But Jalen Walker.
Sorry, Caleb. Sorry, Caleb. 2v1. All right, so that takes us to the Jets, and I think this is what the Jets and Aaron Glenn, traitor. They just got rid of
traitor. We don't say his name around here.
Yeah, we don't literally. They just got rid of Aaron Rodgers. We don't talk about him. The Jets just got rid of Aaron Rodgers. They signed Justin Fields over the offseason. They're looking for weapons. I think if you're the Jets, you're looking at the tight end in this draft to find you a good person, a person that could block and the person that could catch the ball and run, and a dynamic playmaker. And I think this is where Tyler Warren goes from Penn State. And I think it'll be a match made in heaven for Tyler Warren.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't see it. Yeah, go ahead.
I think I'm going to have to counter and take the next available offensive tackle. I'll go Armand Membu here. And I think this is just my Madden franchise speak coming out, but like I said with Jackson Dart, once you get your QB that you really want to build around, I think it's important to surround him with a line so that all of your other guys on offense can be effective. So I'll go. They should start building that culture on O-line. Armand Membu. Is he even on our board of players?
No, I'm getting him though. Okay. If Alex goes in, we're gonna have to take him.
I was offensive line. I was thinking offensive line, but I don't hate the Tyler Warren pick. I think I was really thinking that he was going to go to down to the Bears, but I'll put Tyler Warren at 7.
You'll take what? You'll take that Tyler Warren. All right.
Yeah. Because I don't know.
Caleb, that was a good pick. I like that, but there's been so many reports about Tyler Warren going at 7 to the Jets. I just couldn't ignore it. But I do agree that they need to build on their O-line, and Armand Membu is a really good tackle that I just completely forgot about. So yeah, I like both good takes, but 2v1. Sorry, Caleb, again. Back-to-back picks, but my bad.
All right.
That takes us to the Panthers.
All about. Here,
That
go ahead.
takes us to
Start us
the
off, Alex. What do you think?
I don't really know what the Panthers need, but I know
they need
Jalen
weapons.
Walker's already off. They need weapons, so I wouldn't be surprised if they pick a receiver here or maybe even I don't know if they really need a running back with I don't know who do they
I
have
don't
as a
think
running back.
they have Chuba Hubbard. They don't need a running back.
No, so I think they
Going
need a
crazy in
receiver.
He went nuts.
So I mean, honestly, who's the receiver that you have on the board right there, Isaac?
There's Matthew Golden and there's Luther Burden.
Oof.
Matthew Golden's projected to go at 8.
I would put Matthew Golden because I think he's just more. I think he has a. I don't know. I wouldn't say he has a longer longevity. I think he has a higher ceiling.
I agree with you. I'm going to put Matthew Golden there at 8 too. I think there's also a lot of reports about him going 8 to the Panthers because he's just probably the most dynamic receiver. Him and Luther Burden are probably two of the best receivers we have in the draft outside of Travis Hunter because he's just a unicorn of all positions. So I like Matthew Golden here at 8.
Yeah, if it were up to me, I would have picked Mason Graham here as a weapon on the defensive end. But, go ahead and throw him up there. We'll use him somewhere else.
Yep. I agree. So that takes us to the Saints. And
another
I'll
team
go first.
that needs everything.
This is where I think Mason Graham gets picked because he's the best available option here.
I saw a report that. Sorry, Isaac, go ahead.
No, Alex, go ahead.
I saw a report today that there is a chance that there's no way Jackson Dart gets past the Saints. So, I mean,
in the
take
first
it
round,
leave it. Yeah. So I don't know.
I think there definitely is a way he gets past the Saints.
I mean, that was college football talk's take, but I mean, I'm okay with Mason Graham going here as well, but I just had to say it out loud so we don't. We'll get flamed, but at least I said it. It's not my source.
Mason Graham is the most dynamic pass rusher at D tackle you can get, and I don't think the Saints pass it up to partner them up with the aging Saints D line. So that's what I'm gonna say.
Yeah.
Caleb, go ahead.
Are you saying so? Who are you picking, Isaac?
Mason Graham.
Oh, okay. I think based on what I researched earlier, it seems like and what last season the Saints could use help everywhere, and I don't know. I want to go Jackson Dart here, but also Mason Graham, like you guys have been saying, and I've watched him at Michigan. Dude's just a freaking beast. So
yep.
I don't know. Saints quarterback play wasn't that bad with Derek Carr last year. I'm not sure if he's back. Haven't kept up with NFL free agency. I think part of that was just defensive collapse and bad coaching. I don't know, man.
Right.
Give me Mason Graham. I think,
Yep.
yeah, Mason Graham. Mason Graham.
I think Mason Graham as well.
If you're the Saints, I don't think you use the number 9 pick to pick Jackson Dart here. I think you wait till later in the draft, maybe later in the first round even, and trade up and then pick Jackson Dart. But I wouldn't use your top 10 pick on someone you can pick to absolutely rejuvenate your D line. So
yep.
Mason Graham is a good fit here. So that brings us to the 10th pick. There's reports of the Bears trading up. There's reports of the Bears taking a D lineman. There's reports of the Bears even taking an O lineman. But if you know Ben Johnson, you know he loves Jahmyr Gibbs. And what better a pick for the Bears to make to get someone who is even better in college than Jahmyr Gibbs than Ashton Genty.
Yep.
So I think it's a
too.
no-brainer, and I think Ashton Genty goes to the Bears.
Yeah, with a lot of reports of Ashton Genty going as high as even 5. That was the highest I saw him going, which is kind of crazy for a running back. I'm not going to lie. But, yeah, they're probably looking at Ben Johnson's pass, and that's a really good point. I was going to go full offensive line here and have them take Armand if, he wasn't taken in the draft already. But I really like that take. I think there's definitely, Ashton Genty could be a very generational player for them. So, let's go ahead and I'll tell that with you, Isaac. I like that point.
All right, Ashton Genty at 10 to the Bears. So that leaves us with the 28th pick with the Lions. There's a couple of reports about them taking Derek Hammond out of Oregon. They're taking the Alabama tackle, Ohio State tackle, and I'm not going to say this guy's last name, Mensu or whatever, Mike Green or whatever. I can't remember what his name is. But
we were talking about before.
Yes, yeah.
Before we started.
Mike Enzawinzu or whatever his name is. But
Donovan, is it Donovan Eziraku or something?
I have no idea. But it's Donovan Eziraku, Donovan Jackson, Tyler Booker, Derek Hammond, and Mike Green.
Okay.
I think the Lions take Derek Hammond here out of Oregon. The D lineman. I like that. I'm not sure too much about what the Lions need or what they're looking at.
I'll tell you what they need. They need guys to stay healthy. And if guys don't stay healthy, we need people that can help out, our defense mostly. I think
our D line was hurt the most.
Yeah. So anywhere on that defense,
corners.
really. Yeah, the D line and corners, or even safeties. I mean, dude, I was just begging for Jaden Daniels to just stop throwing it down our throat, dude.
Yeah, throwing it at slant routes. Like, they couldn't even stop a slant route.
Yeah.
So
you could go pass coverage linebacker. You could go D line to get some more pressure.
I would, if they're gonna do anything with Aiden Hutchinson, I think they're gonna double him up with another dominant defensive lineman.
Yeah.
So I think I'm gonna agree with you on this one, Isaac.
I'm going Derek Hammond.
All right, so we all take we're taking Derek Hammond at 28 for the Lions. I like that.
It is Harmon. I just looked. Yeah. Okay.
Harmon. All right. Cool.
All right.
So that completes our top 10 picks plus the Lions. So just to refresh, we have the Titans taking Cam Ward. We have Travis Hunter going to the Browns. Giants taking Shedeur Sanders. Patriots taking Will Campbell. Jags taking Abdul Carter. Raiders taking Jalen Walker. Jets taking Tyler Warren. Panthers taking Matthew Golden. Saints taking Mason Graham. Bears taking Ashton Genty. And then we have the Lions taking Derek Harmon.
All right.
Not bad, boys. Not bad. So we'll see. We'll see how that holds up for us.
Yep.
Hopefully pretty good.
I hope
Hopefully
so.
pretty good. But
oh man.
It's fun to make this though and then watch draft night just to see if you get it right,
I'm sure our group chat's gonna be like, well, shit, we got that one wrong. Shit, we got that one wrong again.
Yeah, after 2, we're gonna go 1 for 9.
Jackson Dart goes at 9 to the Saints. I told you so.
I told you so. Watch
I doubt
Mason
he'll
Graham
go there.
Number 1. Mason Graham goes to the Titans. What the hell?
Yeah, that was
Also, we'll sign off with this last take. Lions, swear to God, if you trade Jameson Williams to move up in the draft, you're going to piss off a lot of people. And I mean a lot. So, for your well-being, do not even think about trading Jameson Williams.
No.
But I think that's going to do it for us this week. Thanks again for tuning into our episodes. Keep supporting us. Keep getting the merch off the links that's attached to the bio.
2 episodes away from 50.
Yep, 2 episodes away from our episode 50. Our show's birthday is coming up in the end of May, so that's pretty cool to see too. And just keep supporting us. We really appreciate everybody. And Caleb, Alex, do you have any last thoughts?
I will say, Elijah Arenas, I don't know if you guys have seen the news. He got in a car accident. And is
I saw
yes.
that.
Yeah.
Prayers up to him, but, for hopefully he can recover from that and continue to be the 5-star that he was. And, that's my closing line. So, yeah, just prayers up to him.
Yep, for sure.
Enjoy draft weekend, everybody. It's an exciting time for futures of your favorite NFL team trying to rebuild or keep going on their momentum of the playoff hopes or Super Bowl hopes. So enjoy the time. Everybody in Green Bay, stay safe. I mean, it's supposed to be a fun event, so can't wait.
Yep. All right. Well, that's going to do it for us this week. Thank you again for tuning in. Remember, we don't know ball. You don't know ball. We all don't know ball. We'll see you next week.
Go Blue.
Peace.
Bye.